welcome to Sports Talk Eli podcast. Great to have you guys with me for another episode of the Sports Talk Eli podcast. And today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Atlanta Falcons and the Julio Jones situation. We'll talk about why I believe the Clippers are in trouble and it's time for them to step up. And I want to do my season overview of the teams in the Eastern Conference that missed the playoffs. Next episode, we're going to do the Western Conference, but we're going to talk about the Pistons, the Magic, and what's their next move. We're going to talk about the Raptors, the Hornets. I was about to say the Colts. The Colts, that's definitely an NBA team. Definitely an NBA team. But, yeah. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the teams in the Eastern Conference. So, further ado, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're streaming this on a many podcast apps that I intend on throwing this on, thank you. We'll start off today's show with this. See, I got the Colts on the mind. The Atlanta Falcons are looking to trade wide receiver Julio Jones. Now, Julio is considered to be the best wide receiver in the league. So whatever team he goes to, automatic upgrade to their offense. And I know there's names thrown around like the Patriots, who desperately could use a Julio Jones at wide receiver, because let's be honest, they have Julian Edelman and N'Keal Harry for Cam Newton or Mac Jones, whoever's going to be a starter week one. That doesn't look too good. I feel whatever team he should go to definitely should be the AFC, because let's be honest, the Falcons aren't trading him to an NFC team. They're not going to trade him to any team in the NFC South. I don't think teams like the Buccaneers or the Saints would really need him. The Panthers, oh my God, they already have a really good receiving core. You add Julio, that makes it more, but I'm not sure if they can really afford him or not. But I feel like the Falcons are going to trade him to an AFC team. Now, I mentioned the Colts earlier, and I think the Colts, Julio on the Colts would be a great fit. They're already a title contender, in my opinion, a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. Trading for Julio Jones would definitely put them over the top and give quarterback Carson Wentz more weapons to already a wider array of weapons. Another team that I think Julio Jones would be a great fit on is the Ravens. Now, Baltimore, I know they just drafted a wide receiver in this year's draft, but you want to win a Super Bowl, you do whatever it takes to win a Super Bowl. And that means spending money, making the necessary trades, pulling the trigger on those necessary trades to make you better. Getting a Julio Jones is only going to make the Ravens better, and it's going to make them a serious Super Bowl contender. We already look at them as a really great team. And ignoring some of the limitations that somebody like the quarterback, whose name I'm blanking on right now, I'm blanking on his name, Lamar Jackson. Excuse me. The quarterback Lamar Jackson, ignoring some of his limitations, having Julio would really help him out. I know he's not that great of a thrower, but he's improved from his rookie season to now. He's one of the more electrifying quarterbacks in the league. And then you add Julio to a core that features Hollywood Brown and the kid that they drafted this year, could be very dangerous. Now, I think it's kind of weird that the Falcons are going to trade Julio Jones. Maybe he requested the trade. Maybe he feels like Atlanta can't win in Atlanta, which I totally understand, because the last couple of years, seasons have been pretty much duds for the Falcons. But it's kind of weird that the Falcons are now looking to trade Julio, aren't looking to trade Matt Ryan. Then they drafted Kyle Pitts, the number 4 pick in the draft this year. That's kind of weird to me, in my opinion. I would assume that they would have went quarterback and decided to just tear it down and just see what they can get for Matt Ryan and see what they get for Julio. I think they should still see what they can get from Matt Ryan, see what you can get for Todd Gurley. If they want to rebuild, go all the way with it. I mean, they're not going to win the division out of here. Like, the Saints and the Buccaneers are leagues miles better than the Atlanta Falcons. And I think what Carolina has going right now is so much better than what the Falcons got right now. So, in my opinion, I'm the Atlanta Falcons. Tear it down and start a rebuild. Next year, draft a quarterback. See what you can get for Julio. Send Julio Jones to a contender. He can elevate a team the same way Stephon Diggs elevated the Bills, the same way DeAndre Hopkins elevated the Cardinals. Trade him. Start that rebuild. All right, so now we're going to switch over to the NBA. Last night, the Los Angeles Clippers were defeated by the Mavericks, 109-102. Now, it wasn't as bad as Game 1 simply because of the fact that Paul George remembered to show up. But now, the Clippers are down 0-2. They lose 2 games at home, and I'm concerned. I am deeply concerned about the Los Angeles Clippers. This is a team that tanked the last couple games of the season to avoid the Los Angeles Lakers to play the favorable matchup against Luka and the Mavs. And Luka is giving it to them. Listen, if the Clippers want to be perceived as a title contender, they want to go to the NBA championship. This team has NBA championship aspirations. They have to get it together if they want to win a championship. I'm concerned. Paul George can't keep having these duds in the NBA playoffs. It's time for him to show up. It's time for him to ball out when it matters the most. Get 23 points per game in the regular season, All-Stars. That's nice. That's really, really nice. That's something you should be doing because you're one of the best small forwards in the league. I'm not looking at Kawhi. Kawhi already has his rings. The Clippers do need to play better, by the way, because Kawhi, free agency's coming. The Knicks are looking really good. One of the teams are at the bottom of the NBA can have a very fun roster full of very young talent. Kawhi might say, hey, I want to go there. Can I go there? That looks really fun. I might sign there. I might leave the Clippers. And then it would be all for nothing. The Clippers have to get it together. Plus, they gave up way too much to get Paul George. They traded SGA, who's blossoming into a potential superstar, and a bunch of draft picks. You don't want that to all go to waste. So if I'm the Clippers, I would really, 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 really try to win this series. They have to get this series. They have to win the series. This is so crucial for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a team that, in my opinion, is better than the Dallas Mavericks. Who have two of the best defensive wings, and PG and Kawhi, who they can just have on Luka, and it don't matter. Luka's killing them. Now for the Mavericks, they are looking really, really good, and that's simply because of the fact that Luka Doncic is a generational talent, and that's something we all already knew. Like, Luka is probably he surprises me every time I watch him. In my opinion, definitely one of my favorite players to watch in the league. But yeah, I think when we come back from break, gonna take a quick break. But when we come back, we are gonna discuss the NBA teams that missed the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Sit tight. You're tuned in to Sports Talk Eli.